Well, that looks
Okay,
that looks like a victory to me.
I declare myself the winner. Everyone go subscribe to Two Guys Talking History.
Hang on, did he?
I can hear you, yes. Sunday's going to be back in a few seconds.
Okay,
Minutes.
boom, confirmed. I'm on. Okay, if we need to wait for Sunday, then let's wait.
Please do give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna pull you into the stage so we don't have any interruptions. All right, be 1 sec. Stay on chat. Boop. So Ray the True, are you Raheem? Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna stay out of this, just so that it's not too chaotic. I'm gonna moderate. All right. So for this conversation to work, and I'm hoping we're all adults here, I don't need to moderate that much, but for this conversation to work, when I say stop, let the other person talk, you will, so on and so forth, okay? Have at it. Introduce yourselves first. Sorry?
Go ahead, Raheem. Go ahead first.
Okay, so Daedalus, my position is this, that Houthis are basically doing something that is necessary in a war against a behemoth like Israel. Israel cannot be beaten by mere these Hamas type groups, okay? It needs a lot of these groups to significantly attack it in every small way possible. So first of all, Israel has been beaten in Gaza, tremendously beaten. And when I say beaten, I mean like destroyed. Like, it cannot conquer Gaza. It can bomb women and children, okay? They do a lovely job of that. But we all know them. We all know that. 30,000 dead. But they haven't, like, actually done any Hamas people out there. They say they have killed 9,000, 10,000, take that with lots of, buckets of salt and all that. So that's one. Second, Hezbollah is going to kick Israel in the a-hole. And when I tell you that's what Israel is doing right now, by the way. It's retreating from Gaza and going into the Lebanon border, thinking it's going to invade Lebanon. What it doesn't know is it lost in 2000 and it lost in 2006, right? So it's going to await another loss of massive, massive proportions, which you guys will see. All these things will happen, by the way. And what I'm saying about Houthis is, yes, I agree they're not doing a big major operation. But what I'm saying is, why can we not let them continue to disrupt the economy 1%, 2% here and there? So ships are not going through the Eilat Israeli seaport. Why? Because 80% to 85% of the traffic has been shut down. So what's wrong with that?
All right, ding dong, reply.
Well, let's take this one at a time. First, let's take your assertions that Israel's been defeated in Gaza. No. Israel has withdrawn 2 training brigades from Gaza to reconstitute forces elsewhere. They are continuing to occupy Gaza now as we speak and are currently engaged there. They're not defeated in Gaza any real way. They're not going to win, but they're not defeated either. They're just stuck in a quagmire. So whether or not they go to fight Hezbollah and Lebanon is really incidental at this point. I don't think it matters much. That would be incredibly stupid on Netanyahu's part. But at any rate, let's just take this Gulf of Aden, Red Sea thing.
Yeah.
Yemen is the Houthis are a country that is, or rather a group, that is not going to be able to substantively stop that permanently. In fact, that is guaranteed to see a response from the United States Navy, which has, as one of its principal purposes, maintaining open and free access to the seas. They're not really doing anything. They're not really. Excuse me. They're not really doing anything to the Israeli economy in any substantial way. They're able to make up those losses. They're able to make up those losses on imports and exports because that's primarily what their economy works off of. They'll just go out the other side in the Mediterranean and run out the other way. It's not going to accomplish what you think it's going to. It's just going to get Yemeni people killed. That's all.
All right, Raheem, take a couple of minutes to respond, please.
Repeat the last 2 sentences he said, because I was on the phone for a second. Just repeat the last 2 sentences.
Ding dong, could you repeat?
They're not going to accomplish anything in the way of stopping Israel, and they're just going to get Yemeni civilians killed.
Wait a second. Wait. What are you guys talking about?
Well, you've activated his trap card, Daedalus.
Missiles from... You're saying Israel is going to go after Yemen and attack them like they've been doing to Lebanon and Gaza?
No. The United States Navy and a couple other navies, Australia, are going to, however, launch strikes against Israel. They are launching strikes against...
Yemen.
Yemen, yes.
That would be an interesting turn of events.
Right, but those guys have only gotten stronger and have done more strikes day after day after day. Is that also not true?
No, they haven't necessarily gotten stronger. There's not much to degrade in Yemen. There's a few radar stations, but that doesn't matter. Iran is the one providing them target information anyway.
Okay,
All it's going to do...
Now we get to the main point. If Iran is the one that is financing them, doesn't finance mean they can still provide them weapons and continue to do this for a very, very, very long time?
Maybe. It depends. Iran has problems of its own.
Remember, they're also financing Hezbollah. They're also financing Hamas, and those guys are
to be
filled
clear,
with weapons for years now.
Iran directly isn't. The Republican Guard is, and they're kind of somewhat separate from Iran. So the Republican
the way
Guard...
Iran does it is a smart way. Is the way that America uses Israel. Iran uses its Hamas and its Hezbollah and its other proxies. So
I think it's a bit naive to say Israel uses... I should not supposed to get involved.
I wouldn't say that Israel is being utilized by the United States. Israel very much...
But that's its entire purpose of Israel is nothing but to be an asset in the Middle East, shut its mouth, give all the intelligence information possible, and send it back to the U.S. if there's a war. That's what its purpose is. It has no other purpose on planet Earth. There shouldn't be any people in Israel.
Israel has its own
as long as Israel does that, it exists for a purpose.
I'm not supposed to talk, right? But this bothered me a lot. Israel wasn't established by America. Israel has its own like purposes and goals and ideological reason for existing that long predates American intervention on its behalf. They originally were assisted by the British, case in point. And what are you talking about?
Yeah,
so
that's
slightly
insane.
You're talking about the Mandate of Palestine. You're talking about the Balfour Declaration. You're talking about prehistoric times.
I'm talking about not prehistoric. I'm talking about all of the history that leads up to its founding as a state. And by the by, like their relationship with the United States has not been universally smooth, right? Like it's a bit more complicated than they exist for the sake of American hegemony. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I'm saying
really
that's one of the main purposes as far as the U.S. is concerned. I'm not looking at it from Israeli viewpoint. I'm only looking at it from the U.S. viewpoint.
That's not the U.S.'s viewpoint, though.
What do you think U.S.'s viewpoint is? Spreading democracy in the Middle East? You think that's the buzzword you need?
The U.S. supports Israel largely because it's a reliable voting bloc here in the States. It's not really strategically valuable to us in any real sense.
Dude, it's not a reliable voting bloc. It's because they get paid by AIPAC, like $200,000 a senator. What do you mean? Joe Biden has gotten paid like $4.5 million.
Wait, hang on.
That's not a measure of strategic value. That's a measure of electoral value. Like,
right. It's called getting bribes. Yes.
But not pertinent to.
Well, hang on. If they're a colony working on behalf of the United States, why do they have to be paid to support them?
Yes, that.
Wait. Okay, so if they're
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Theoretically, you're correct, but that's kind of correct.
But I'm actually very wrong because I'm supposed to be moderating, so I'm going to shut up now. You two, keep going.
No. But I'm saying, is the House of Representatives and the senators, are they obligated to support it as a colony unless they get paid, right?
Well, no, it's not a colony. It's its own country.
For 40 years, right?
Well, no, that's not what's happening either. They support Israel because of a voting bloc. They don't necessarily support it because they're being paid.
Why do you keep saying this voting bloc? Do you mean the Jewish voting bloc in the U.S.?
No. What he's saying is that and there is a strategic advantage or an investment rather in Israel. But what he's saying is that the reason for the full-throated support of Israel in democratic politics in the United States is not because of its strategic value. It's because there is a tremendous amount of money and ideological support for Israel that helps you win elections.
Correct, right. That whole biblical fantasy of, coming back Jesus and all that good stuff, right?
Yes, it's a very
Biblical end
substantial
times.
voting block of evangelical Christians, Jewish activists, all kinds of people want the United States to support Israel. That does not make it strategically valuable to us militarily.
No, okay, 100% I agree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Like, don't take me the wrong way. I am not someone who thinks that what Israel's doing is good. I just don't think what Yemen is doing is efficacious, or the Houthis rather is doing as efficacious.
Or good. I mean, here's what I'm curious about your opinion on. Can I do, guys? I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be moderating, but this is too interesting. Do you mind if both of you cool with me?
Go for it.
Okay. Here's what I'm interested in. So right now, the Houthis are in a ceasefire with the not officially, but the internationally recognized government. I don't know the exact figures. I've read somewhere something to the effect of like the Houthis control about 80% of the country, which is why some people have defended the bombing of Yemen because they're the government, I guess, and which I mean functionally they are, but and then the internationally recognized real government, quote unquote, controls roughly 20%. Here's what I'm interested in. There is a strong amount of evidence that the Houthis are attempting to use the issue in Gaza and their own involvement in it in order to help cover over for their own domestic problems and potentially cause an increase of material into their region so that they can consolidate power there against a population that is increasingly disfavorable towards them.
How is the population disfavorable towards them when they're like out in the streets by the millions supporting them?
They aren't.
They aren't. A lot of they're being very careful to like broadcast those anti-Israel the pro-Palestinian rather like demonstrations and whatnot in order to give that impression. But they've been killing journalists. They've been brutalizing people who are protesting, for example, the economic issues in Gaza. Like, they can't even afford to pay their own government workers.
Wait, Houthis are doing this?
The Houthis are doing this, yeah.
Houthis are killing journalists?
Yeah, they didn't get
killing journalists.
But believe it or not, they're not.
The Houthis are killing journalists.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
The Houthis don't. This is a weird move for the Houthis, I think. I think they see a long-term advantage, right, in being able to oust the remaining portions of the international government. And there's also a kind of an ISIS enclave in Yemen as well that's sort of holding on by a thread. But, like, for the Houthis, they are...
Why?
Looking for a...
Sorry,
Why what?
No, that wasn't you. Sorry, I should have muted.
The Houthis are looking for an opportunity, I think, to make themselves seem more valuable to Iran, so that they get more funding and support. And if they are involved in this fight with the United States and Israel, then they're valuable to Iran. So I think they are. I don't think it was good for lowering their profile, their crimes, but I think it was good in the long term for them strategically if they want to take over the rest of Yemen by getting the necessary support from Iran. Am I still here?
Well, that looks like a victory to me.
I declare myself the winner. Everyone go subscribe to Two Guys Talking History.
Hang on, did he maybe his connection died. Hang on, let's make sure he's not actually.
Sorry guys, I have to go to the airport to pick up my aunt. I'll be back in an hour. Okay.
Well, you wouldn't say anything?
He said it in your chat. Hang on.
But he wouldn't say that before, like, you wouldn't say that on stream, you just leave?
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
I wouldn't have held him to that. I would have just been like, okay, fair enough. Thanks for coming on. You're allowed to.
All right, let me put my link in chat. Go subscribe to Two Guys Talking History. We're almost to 500 subs. make my
You
day.
were talking about Iran, and it gave him an idea.
Yes, he did. I ran, you ran, everyone ran.
Except me. I didn't.
You didn't run. Sunday didn't run. It's been a day, guys.